Did it just say what I think it did? Never asked, wringing her fingers together anxiously. It seems we either find how we came to be here, or somehow find a way to master temporal physics while stranded, Aurora said, looking around. Since we do not have much by way of options, we had best start searching for both an exit and supplies. Let us hope, if we find food and water, that either can be consumed. The two exited the laboratory once more into the dark hallways beyond. Aurora quickly stopped, finding an arrow made of dark orange electricity. A moment later, a figure in dark leather armor, with long, flowing cape, attempted to walk past. Might want to keep pace with the arrows, the figure said. Whoever is directing me is getting weaker. I doubt she will halt her pace. As the figure stalked past, her cape and faintly glowing white hair billowed behind her. Aurora nodded, taking up a brisk stride behind her. Shaking her head, never did the same. Behind them, a glowing smile appeared for a moment before the figure turned around to head in the opposite direction. Excelsior Brave tapped her wrist comp repeatedly, trying to link to the Avalon City network. She had received a message from her best friend, Peppermint, but the text had come through garbled. Upon inspecting the comp, she discovered that the device was no longer connected to the city network. Work! She chided the device, looking away in frustration. The lights of the stadium were blinking on and off, making matters far worse than they had been. What the farn is happening? Only 30 minutes prior, Brave had competed a rigorous parkour race against two of Avalon's top-ranked wranglers. It was the first time in a while she had been put through her paces. She had been happy to see the message from Peppermint, as she wanted to share how things fared. But then chaos erupted. All arena guests and participants, please, the recording kept repeating itself. Brave had helped get everyone out, but wanted to remain in case there were stragglers in the locker rooms. That was quite the race, came a voice from above her. Looking up, Brave saw a draconic figure with tendrils for hair and an odd mix of green and red scales. The being glided down beside her as she quickly tapped her comp off. Is your comp offline as well? Yeah, Brave replied. My bestie was chiming me, but all our texts came through jumbled. Whatever is causing the power flux is disabling the city Wi-Fi. You a fan or a heroic? I am a heroic, but I was here catching the parkour races, the figure said. Been a bit since I was able to take a vacation. I did not see Excelsior Brave listed as a participant, else I might have brought a poster for you to sign. Name's Shoguma. Now I recognize you, Brave said, standing while pulling off the numbered strap all the races wore. Daughter of Yorm and Chimera, heard you were fighting gangs in Xanadu for a bit. Now that city has a parkour course. Shoguma turned her head to look around at the lights. Avalon is known for having some wild power situations when they're running planned experiments, but those would have come up as alerts beforehand, and I really doubt they would have put the racers and audience at risk. I thought the scientists here were more organized. We are, said a bit voice from below them as a human in a lab coat began walking up the stairs toward them. Whatever is happening was not sanctioned. I'm glad I turned around to see you two sitting here. We could use your assistance. Before either could respond, the lights began fluctuating wildly. The human lifted a tablet and began typing into it hurriedly. What can we help with? Brave asked, trotting down the flight of stairs to his position. Alarms began blaring throughout the stadium. Are we in any sort of danger staying here? Shaking his head, the human handed her the tablet and backpack. I am afraid I have no time to instruct either of you in what must be done once the hollow incursion sweeps you into it. I only have a stabilizer for myself. Rest assured, we will do everything to phase out the dimensional instability zone, but the safest way out is... Color faded from everything all around Brave and Shoguma. For a moment nothing changed, but a diminished color palette soon faded back over them both, but not their surroundings. What in the name of Lovecraft happened? Shoguma asked, citing the author, that had only been a literary god for a day before sending himself back to his own tormented rest. Walking over to a railing, Brave looked around the stadium. It was entirely in shades of gray. No speck of color remained, save for them. I'm betting we are in another dimension, but whatever the hollow is, I'm just as lost as you. Unless you know a thing or two about dimensions outside of the aspects. Only what I was taught in order to become a heroic, Shoguma said. I vaguely recall something about the hollow being a place of that mirrors reality, but devoid of true life. Not too sure whatever safe way the guy was talking about. How about the tablet and goodies he handed you? Flipping the tablet over, Brave found a lengthy article about dimensional relocation to the hollow. A picture beside the article was of the author, the same man that had handed Blaze the tablet, Professor Giles Evan. Seems he was a scientist, and he left the tablet on an article about the hollows. It's quite lengthy. We should find out if anyone else was pulled in, and if they need our help before we read up. And what about the backpack? Seems the prof was prepping for someone else. Might as well take a look before we head out. And with that, I will see you all in the near future, and thank you for listening.